the podcast. To meet the person behind the character. Presented by Teddy and Ryan. Tonight's guest,
Just Justin!
on Chatting OOC.
Hello and welcome to Chatting OOC. Usually my name would be Teddy and his name would usually be Winston.
Since we're chatting OOC, my name's Ryan and his name's Ross.
And for today we have Just Justin. I'm going to guess we're just going to call you Justin.
Just Justin, mate, aye.
Aye, what's that,
That's
mate?
the name, mate. It's in the
It's
name.
in the name, fucking hell, man. How about you, mate? Alright?
Alright, man.
Very surprised to find out your name's Ross.
You're very surprised?
Yeah, I've literally
Well-
watched every podcast and never noticed your name's Ross.
Have you know?
I've never noticed it. I thought your name was actually like Teddy, like Theodore or something.
Theodore.
No.
Theodore Infantine.
There is a story.
You could think that.
There is a story for why I'm called Coach Teddy, but I'm going to keep that for when Sunday wants me to go on the podcast.
You could invite yourself on your own podcast, mate.
But I'll tell
Just,
you, I'll invite you on this podcast, right? So you two are now the guests. So
Right, I've now taken the host position. So Ross, could you please tell me?
Okay, 30 seconds. 30 seconds in, he's already taken there, man. 30 seconds in, he's already taken there.
That's
it,
what I do,
man.
mate. I just came in and I'm like, right, you out of the way, mate. I'm here now.
So, Justin, first question, how old are you?
I'm like 50% certain I'm 25. I was fucking adding it up, mate. Just at the wee start bit there, I was like, right, 1996, 1, 2, 3. I'm getting to that point, mate, where it's depressing to keep track. You know, like see,
1996? So
Aye.
you'll be 26 this year, aye?
aye.
Aye.
I'm
Aye.
26 this year, mate. Aye. Keeping track of it is getting heavy depressing, mate. I know obviously you're up there yourself, mate. You're like 30 something, mate.
No,
But
mate, I'm fucking 21, mate. I've been 21 for the last 12 years.
30 year.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Like, am I 28? Am I 27? I can't remember. Last I checked, I was 27. I'm
Mate,
definitely 28.
You just don't check, mate. All that matters is the milestones, mate. 18, 21, 30.
30.
21
that's
to 30 doesn't even count, mate. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Nobody's ever allowed to bring it back up.
Aye.
You're not even hitting 40, mate. Laugh in Glasgow. I'm not hitting 40.
So that was the next question. Where are you from?
I'm from Glasgow, mate.
There you go. I
There
like
we
to
go.
answer that.
Just send me the questions, then I'll file a bit like that, man.
Just battle it, aye.
Battle them out, we don't need that real.
Whereabouts in Glasgow, you say?
So I'm not gonna go into specifics, mate. Right?
Aye, don't dox yourself, aye.
Mate cuts know where I stay, mate. Fuck it. He's a wee wave at the window when I'm streaming. You know, I don't mind.
What's your postcode?
Well, see, like Pollock, Nitshill area, near like I don't. Silverburn is probably a more generalised way for people.
Fucking Cramsey's way as well, then.
Aye, I mean he's actually
Aye.
too sexy for me. Mate, see, actually speaking of Gramps, I think it was Gramps. Right? He thought I was a different Justin, another Justin that stays near us, and
Right, okay.
he thought I stole his missus. But so he'd thought this for a long time, like being in the staffing, thinking I was another Justin, and then he brought it up to us one night. We were all chilling a voice chat. I was like, "That's not even me, mate. That's not even me. That cunt's 6 foot tall, mate. You know, I'm 5'3".
He said I could gripe you for about 2 years. He doesn't see it.
No, he was having a laugh at me. Obviously, you know,
Aye.
Gramps. It's just
Aye.
he's like me, man. Fuck it, has a laugh.
So, next question is what type of a job do you do? What line of work are you in?
So I am a professional sandwich maker,
Oh, right, okay.
a sandwich artist.
Savage artist.
I work in Subway, mate. I work in Subway.
How long have you been doing that for?
Fucking no bad.
Fucking too long, mate. I worked in, well, I don't work at the best, so I can tell you, I worked in the one in Silburn for a long time, about 4 or 5 years, and then I moved to the one I'm in the now because it's more moolah and I get the manager job, so I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. You know?
Nice, mate, nice.
No bad, innit? Can't whack a Subway, man. Fucking love Subway.
I'm fucking sick of them, mate.
I didn't know you get tiger bread until I'm pretty sure you were talking about tiger
Oh,
bread
mate.
in Bravo's stream. and it was. I went in next day, man, got myself a steak and cheese tiger bread. I was like,
Oh, mate, did you get the seasoning on it?
aye.
The actual, the wee powder seasoning?
All right, no.
Oh, mate. The Southwest seasoning, mate. Never mind the sauce, man.
See, I always get Southwest sauce and barbecue sauce.
Alright, so I hope this doesn't go too viral, man, but I've stole a fucking packet of the Southwest salt. It's in my kitchen. That's that fucking done his waist. I don't know where that bag went. Grab that bag, sorry.
Funny clarification for me, right? Because I'm 100% certain the meatball marinara sauce or the meatballs or something's changed.
Maybe.
Aye, it definitely is, man. Because every time I get it, I'm like,
Seafood, when I started to know, it's a different consistency. They've never officially said that, but it is a, like, I obviously work with it every day, mate. I fucking prep it every day. It is a different consistency, but
I definitely, mate.
they've never said it and it's never changed.
Right.
This
So
is just
you
became my
said-
Subway insiders, man.
I know. So you said you worked there for a long time. So you had any other jobs beforehand?
I've had tunnels, mate, to be honest.
I don't need to go through the whole list, but
Mate, before that, mate, I worked in Tesco, man. Just big up Resinity there.
nice.
It was shite. See, the best thing about it, mate, right? The best thing about it is there was a subsidised cafe for only the employees, so I could go in, man. I could get a full fry up, mate, 2 rolls, fucking all sorts, and it was like 50p.
Really?
50p, mate. I was in my element. I was skinny before I started working there, and then it was all downhill for there, mate. And that's me talking about my tits, you know.
Oh, mate, that's no bad, innit? 50 quid for, was it, a couple of rolls?
Mate, it's fucking dynamite. No, you'd have a whole plate of scran, mate, and your rolls, you know, and you just fucking made them up however you wanted. So
Why
good,
are
man.
you still there? Sign me up.
Nah,
there.
mate, it was like, I don't even know how, I don't think I can say that word, mate, because it's going on YouTube, but it was like a dictatorship, man, for, like, see the guy who was the manager? He used to, like inspect your uniform every morning, see if you had a wee crease. If they walk in, mate, and iron your shirt again.
Pure power hungry.
I was like, fuck you, bro. See,
Fuck that.
literally, see, like in between Subway, but see when I went for that Subway to this one, I then left that one, and I took a position with, you know, Turning Point Scotland. It's like the mental health organisation.
Hey,
They basically-
okay, right.
I was joining a division with them to basically just help people, mate. I was at a pretty shitty place, man. I was like, you know what I want to do? Help kids.
Help others.
Went, done all this stuff, got a disclosure, waited months, got a start date, left that Subway, went and started. I was like, I had my first like proper shift like coming up, and then the head boss for the one of my managers who phoned me up, he's like, mate, we need you back. I don't know what's happened, we've got no bread, we got none of this. He's like, I'll give you that, fuck it, I'll match whatever they can do. I was like, aye mate, no bother. It's
Okay.
like, it's literally like so close, man. I could like get out of my bed, mate, out the shower and just walked in. That's me, what?
Aye, it's better than double you know as well, innit, you know.
Aye.
At least you know the place, you know what you're doing. Then fair dues, there might be a different career path, but you know you might do that. You might do that for 2 weeks. And you're like, I fucking hate this,
Aye,
you
mate.
know. And then you're stuck. You're stuck in between a fucking rock and a hard place.
Aye, that's it, mate.
After matching fucking wages, not that's a no-brainer, innit?
Right, mate. See, as soon as they said that I'll match your money, mate, and you'll give the manager job, I was like, I can leave when I want. I fucking get more money. Aye, fucking mate. Where did I sign?
Hey, mate, so obviously the whole point of why we're all here is obviously gaming. So,
Yep.
What was your first console that you remember?
Dreamcast, I think.
Was it?
I think it was, it's the first one I remember.
Crazy
Like that.
taxi.
No, mate. The Dreamcast fishing is always stuck in my mind, mate. like I used to always go like fishing with like my granddad and stuff. So like, see when like my dad bought me this and now I showed my granddad, look at this. We don't even need to go to the cold. And he's like, it's not the same. It's not the same, man. I'm fucking sitting there like, yes. Never went fishing again. Obviously, I did, but
VR fishing now, mate. Fishing and scorer, that's it.
mate, fishing and scorer is so fun, man.
I'd only try it. I only tried it the other day for the first time. So I thought you had to go and buy a fishing rod and all that.
No, mate, it's just
Don't they buy a
put one
fishing
out your pocket, mate.
I
You
know.
know, you got like a prison's wallet, didn't they? Mate, I've actually asked them if they could change the fishing script, mate. Have you ever tried fishing in New World? You know, you've got like the retention line and stuff. If
Right,
they could
no,
change it to
I've
that.
seen you doing it. I've seen you doing it.
Somebody's made it for QB Equal, and I was like, we could convert that. That could be so cool. I don't know if
It'd be
we're
good.
gonna do
That would be good if, as long as like the whole fishing thing with money and all that kind of stuff came into it.
Aye.
That'd be pretty cool, you know.
The only thing is, man, like I can't do the fucking, you know, the lockpick mini. I can't do it, mate.
I'm terrible at it.
I just physically cannot do it, mate. I can't get Evangelical because of it, and I can't fish because of it. That's two of my favourite things. Fucking looked at them, man.
Is that on the cars as well? It's in the cars as well, isn't it? Lockpicking cars.
Aye, the
Aye.
lockpick cars, mate.
No.
It's a nightmare.
Sad, mate. It's fucking ridiculous.
So your Dreamcast, after Dreamcast, I'm going to guess PlayStation 2.
Nah, not really. See, in fact, I could probably just follow them down for the loft, mate, and show you them in order.
Really?
I've kept every one, mate. I've still got I've got an N64 red.
Right.
I've got a couple of PS1s, mate, because two of them are broke. But I don't know why I've never been them. I'm a hoarder.
Just in case.
It's good to keep that, isn't it? Good collection.
That's it, mate. I went through a phase, mate, of collecting vintage stuff. Do you mind the first Pong? And use it.
I thought you said something else.
You're quite old. You're quite old, mate. You might remember the wee. It's like just cracking a safe, trying to move these things.
Yeah. I don't remember them, but I know what you're talking about.
Mate, I tried to play one of them. It's too sensitive, mate. You turn that a tiny wee bit, things like that. Like, mate, I just can't play it, man. I've not got the young gamer skills anymore.
So, well, my first one that I ever remember playing was the Commodore 64. My uncle had it.
Aye.
Big fucking floppy disks, man. Aye.
What game did you play?
It was Jim White's Snooker.
Jim White Snicker.
Aye, it was like Jim White's Cue Ball or something like that was called, and then it went on to he got a PC and you could play it on the PC. Fuck all these floppy disks in, man. Yeah. There you go. I'm old as fuck, right? Fuck off.
That's old as fuck, mate. I think I've made enough old jokes towards you, mate, so I wasn't going to say it. But Googling it, what the fuck's that Commodore?
You were very different, but like it sounds like, because most people that I kind of spoke to, a lot of people that I knew like had Dreamcast and had N64s. I did. Me and my brother, like I had a N64 here, the Dreamcast, and then we kind of went to PlayStation, and then we had the original Xbox. So you kind of sound like you kind of went the same kind of path as us.
See, my dad's a gamer.
Right.
My dad's like a big gamer. Like, so me and my dad, we share a birthday. November 8th is both our birthdays. So every year, you know, like COD comes out about that time. It used to come out November 8th every year, but they stopped doing it. So November 8th, I would buy him COD and he would buy me COD.
Right.
We've done that for so long. He's not played it in the past couple of years. Because I've moved to PC, so we don't really play it anymore. But mate, that's something like we still always should buy for each other. But see, because he was a gamer, I've always been like a big gamer. He actually, him and his pals. So my dad's a big geek, mate. He's a very techie man. They created which I like to call the earliest version of VR.
Okay.
So there was like these phone like screens you could get like back in the day, mate. A little bit big man, and it had a mouse stuck to the side of it, like an optic mouse, where it turned all the way up, and so you could kind of turn while you use your heat, mate. It was shite, mate. But I'm like, that's every time I think about it, I'm like, that's what VR came to.
Fuck that, man. That's cool as fuck.
How far he was thinking ahead.
Mate, my dad's such a geek, man. He's like, honestly, like, see when I was cleaning out his house one day, and I opened up his sock drawer, and I was like moving all the stuff out. I was like, let's take this drawers into the other room. And there was like fucking 9 iPads lying in these drawers, mate. None of them work. He bought them to fix them and then like resell them, but he just never bothered. And it's just 9 iPads just sitting in his drawers. Like, you're an absolute nutter, mate. What are you even doing?
That's brilliant, but it's like, I just want to open them up and maybe take part for that part, and then just make one good iPad.
It's literally what it does, mate. Like, see if there's any ever an issue myself, I just get right on the phone with my dad's like, I've broke it again. He's like, I'll be up 2 minutes. I'm like, cheers.
That's good. That's good to have somebody on fucking speed dial, man.
Yeah, I know. It's honestly like, I don't know if any of you've ever heard about when my GPU nearly bit in fire when I was playing the first time. Like, it's all melted along the side of my 1060. I thought my dad was like, I fucking broke it, mate, it's on fire. I was nearly greeting on the phone to him, man. He's like, just calm down, just sit at the fucking fridge for 10 minutes, and it worked. Literally, in the fridge, 10 minutes, mate, and then came back and put it in my thing and it was working again. It's
Fucking hell.
madness, mate.
That's
It's
better.
madness.
So, growing up,
Yes.
what would you say your favourite game was COD then? Since you played it every year, I'm guessing because it was with your
No,
dad.
I liked COD, mate, but I liked COD because everybody played it and I was good at it. You know, but like, there's so many games I've played. Like, I really liked Half-Life. Half-Life was a game I absolutely loved. The Half-Life 2 in particular.
Brilliant.
To this day, I've never completed it.
I don't think a lot of people have, to be
I have
honest.
played so much it, mate, but I've never completed it. But
Yeah.
it's one of like my most vivid games that I can remember. It's so good, man.
Is that your favourite then?
Aye,
Half-Life?
it's definitely, man. Definitely. Like that's including all games that have now came out as well. Like that's number one.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never played it.
Nah, mate, I highly recommend it, mate. It's like 20p, mate. I'll gift you it right now if you want.
I remember my brother playing it. I remember watching him playing it and shaking yourself every 5 minutes.
Aye.
Yeah, fuck it.
What was it?
The wee fucking chicken things, mate.
Things just popped out in your man.
Aye,
You
mate,
bastard.
Mate, see, one of the first games I bought when I got my VR headset was the Half-Life, the Alex one.
Yeah.
5 minutes in, mate, walking down the corridor, I'd be fucking chicken crab jumps to me. I'm like, he'd set right off, man. Sprinted.
Is it like a scary game? Is it like?
No, it's not really. It's not even like a horror. I'd say it's very story driven, but because it's based around like kind of aliens, some of them are a wee bit freaky, mate. Some of them are a wee bit freaky, man.
See, the only game I remember playing that I was like really scared, not really scared, but like scared was it Silent Hill. You ever played Silent Hill?
I'm never touching that in my life, mate. That looks fucking terrifying.
Mate, and I was a wee back PS2, man. I was like, that's the one I was a wee bit wary.
Mate, look, the only time I ever play horror games in any shape or form is when like I've hit a stream goal and I'm like celebration time. That's why I played Outlast 2, and then I played the Resident Evils as well.
I've seen you play the Resident Evils, man.
I don't recommend them, but I recommend the early ones. Like they're no scary, they're fun. But I don't recommend the house one, mate. That one, like I have a heart rate monitor that I attach to myself. It's always quite high because I'm quite a fat, unfit bastard, right? But like I can go up to like 170. During one of the streams, I was like, "How am I no dead?"
So,
you know the stream element things with the bits, and you can like jump scare people.
Yeah.
Skull and a few others were having a competition to see who could do the scream alert and get my heart rate the highest. Going for the highest score.
Right.
So like that was fun, mate. Well, I was trying to play one of the scariest games in the world.
Well, for me, fuck that. When did you start PC gaming?
Not even that long ago, to be honest. Like I was playing PS4 a couple of years ago, actually. I was playing Fortnite, and a guy called PC Gone Mad, don't know if any of you know him, raided me, and I started talking to them, and they made me heavy want a PC. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to save up. Started saving up, bought one. I built the full thing. I bought all the separate parts. I was like, right, cool. Spent my budget, spunked all the money, and I was like, I've not bought a fucking case. I had they bought a case, mate. I was that in the Discord to the boys. I was like, do you know what I said? I was going to have this built for the day. I need to wait to get paid. I've not got a case. And then a guy, Esocks, heavy legend, by the way, he messaged me. He's like, here, I've got a case sitting there that's literally never getting used, mate. And he's like, you can come have it if you want. So I was like to my dad, I was like, give me like 30 quid, mate. I can't even give him for it. So we went, picked it up, gave him it, and I went to pick it up. Now, I'm quite a short man, but this PC case is fucking massive, mate. It's literally like up to my hips, and I'm trying to fucking struggle at his gaff, mate. I like try to show that I'm no struggling, like, but like pure sweating. Sitting in the corner of my living room, it's actual fucking massive, mate. See if you want to sit it on your desk, it'd fall through the desk.
You're not using that one now, no? Different one?
No. I know. I bought a brand new one a couple of months ago. Fucking the works, mate. You know, 3080 Ti.
You got
I still can't even run score.
You got a pay upgrade, so yeah, I mean. So talking about scorer, then when did you find out about GTARP?
It was actual bald guy I know called Stubbs. He was playing RP on some random servers, and I was like, that looks fucking good, man. I'd love to get into that. So my PC couldn't run it, so I was just kind of chilling and watching other people. And then I heard that Chrissy Doc, so I know him through PC Gone Mad because he used to be in his chat quite a lot.
Mhm.
I heard he did a server and I was like, you know what, server full of Scottish people, that sounds dynamite. At the time it was Scotland RP, it wasn't a scorer or anything. It was just a bunch of Scottish cunts bamming each other up constantly. Nobody was grinding money or anything, everybody just walking about bamming each other up. Parta was flying everywhere, mate. It was brilliant. It was actually brilliant.
That kind of takes us to the next question. Then. So that was your first server was Scotland RP then?
Aye.
Aye.
Scotland RP, mate.
What was your first character's name?
I knew this question was coming, mate. I knew it was coming. It was Junkie Noodles.
Junkie Noodles. What was the backstory? Junkie Noodles.
Right. No, this isn't for me. I let the chat decide. So this was when I first started like getting up there and views, mate. I think I was heavy buzzman. I had like 25 people in my chat. Like when I was doing RP, I let them decide the backstory. So I used to wear this wee tiger cap as Junkie Noodles. I'm pretty sure I've got an image of him somewhere. And that is his hat. That's the only thing he's got left for his maw, who was a furry, who abandoned him and left him with his dad, who was a priest, who done some things that I can't say on the podcast.
Right, okay.
That if they'd reported me for, I would have been banned through Twitch. And then it went on for a long while. Like this was honestly, it was like an application to get into no pics with this backstory because everybody in the chat was adding their wee bits to it, and it went well. The Junkie Noodles name actually came from a guy, a real life junkie, mate. It's nice down the road for me.
It's just the guy called Noodles.
Just junkie called Noodles, mate. Always wants to say the shops, mate. Always wants to say shops like you get 10p. Get 10p was a can of tenants.
I thought you were going to say for a pack of noodles, man. And that's why he's called Noodles.
He's called Noodles. No, at least he's honest, mate. It's like 10p towards a can. But do you know, he's got the strategy done, mate. See, when MD's asking you for change, you're like, I've not got any, even though you've got a big fucking pocket full. But he's asking for 10p, such an insignificant sum. But you're like, you know what, fuck it, mate, here's a quid. He's like, yes.
Yeah,
fucking businessman strategy, mate. Like, king of the junkies, mate. King of them.
Then jumps in his Mercedes Benz and goes, hey, me, his fucking 5-bedroom house.
To be fair, he's got a big gaff, mate. He's nice to the road for me.
I can imagine.
His house, but, you know.
So, Junkie Noodles comes from the streaming, obviously. So when did you start streaming?
Mate, fucking a long time ago. But a good couple of years ago. Like I've streamed on Twitch. I actually streamed a couple of games of Fortnite, so my pal could watch it because his computer wasn't working. So he could watch it and banter with the boys. And I got a couple of views, and I felt like Billy Big Boss, and I was pure buzzing. And I've literally just no stopped since. It was that's pretty much how it started. That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
So what were you streaming before you started streaming GTA?
I was jumping between a lot of things. So I've always been a kind of like variety streamer until GTA pulled me in. I've played, obviously, I was playing COD, I was playing some BRs. I tried PUBG, I was shite at it. I gave up. I went back to Fortnite for a wee bit. I was so good at Fortnite the console. So I thought coming out of PC, I'd be mate, you're going to smash them. You're absolutely smart. I was shite, mate. I was shite. I had all these wee cunts with macros. I didn't know what a macro was. And I'm just getting, cunts were boxing me in and hitting me with traps. And I was like, my Fortnite career's over, mate. I peaked before it even began.
Building in Fortnite's impossible. I see when you see all these wee sweats, man. Fucking got a house built in 2 minutes.
Mate, I could do that in the controller, but I couldn't do it in the mouse and keyboard. Like, I didn't have the aiming. See if I was to go back and play it now, I reckon I'd probably be a bit better because like my aiming with mouse and keyboard's a lot better.
Because you can buy your macros.
Aye. On my contacts.
What would you say are the best points and the worst points of streaming?
Best points, having somebody to talk to, mate. Like that sounds heavy sad, doesn't it? Like, don't agree. See, no matter what you're playing, mate. For example, I've been playing through Dying Light 2. And see, even when I've not got somebody to play with me, I've got somebody to talk to, somebody to interact with. And like early years, you connect with people, you get to know people. Like there's a lot of people I'd have never met if I never started streaming, and it's so cool. It's just so cool to learn about their lives. Like I know people who work in the student loan department, mate. Never would have met them, mate. Don't cross paths with that sort of people. I know Tories, mate. I've never crossed paths with a Tory in the real world. I thought they were a myth. You know, something you see on the telly to scare your wids.
That's true, man. I've got a guy.
I don't know where that came from.
So I've got a guy, Mr. Tutor, that comes into my stream. Like, he's from London. Like, he comes in every stream, says hello. I'm like, you'd never meet a guy. I would
That's
never
cool
meet
as
this
fuck,
guy.
man.
You know, like,
That is
it's
so cool.
It's mad how obviously I've watched you streaming. I've just recently started, like yesterday, in fact. But it's mad how when you do see all these people coming in like to your streams.
As a plug there, by the way, Ryan Murdoch 67 on Twitch.
Thank you. So it's like a community vibe in it when especially when you're up there like, with 20 odd viewers and you're interacting with all of them.
Mate, it's mental, man. Like, it's see this the real feeling, mate. When you're up there like Teddy, you're not up top. It's like see when you've got the low viewers, man. Like, although you're like, nah, I'm not gonna let it bother me. It does, mate. It's in the back of your mind, and you're like, oh mate, I'm doing shite. What have I done wrong? But see when you're up there, man, you're just fucking floating.
Nice.
It's like doing coke.
Aye.
Not I've ever done coke, mate. I'm an Iron Brew man, but you know.
So is that what you say is the worst point? Is that having the lower viewers, or would you say?
Nah, mate, I'd say that the mental drain. Mental drain. Big time, mate. 2 seconds. He's grabbing something. Right, aye. So the worst part is definitely the mental drain, man. Like, even right now, like this month, this year, I've been going to work every day because I get rid of some staff who were shite. I was doing their job anyway. I was like, I may as well get paid for doing their job. So, I've just hired somebody new, but so fingers crossed, mate, for a day off soon. So I literally go to work every morning, 9:30, and I'll leave about 6:30. Sometimes I can get away if I got a wee bit early and leave about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But every single day, mate, for the past 2 months, that's what I've done. So
you're doing that, then coming home and streaming?
Come home, grab something to eat, mate, and then I stream.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, look like I'm an exo Joe, man, sitting on a chair trying to stream. But like, that's not even... Windows, mate. You know, that's not even that bad, mate. Like, see, when I worked in Silburn, they closed at 8. So I used to start at 8, so we'd be trying to go out for 7:30. I'd go out at 7:30. I would eat in the car sometimes, like when the missus was driving me home. And then I would just straight on it, mate. That's what I would do. I'd work 10 hours, I'd stream for 4 or 6 hours, and that was my pattern, mate, for years.
That was I was going to say, you're talking about mental drain, but you streamed for like nearly a year solid. Like,
I mean, I did actually.
Did you say it was only like 10 days or something like took off?
So I took 10 days off in an entire year during the lockdown.
Mental. That's mental.
It didn't seem like that much, like, because I was like, that was at a point when I was quite high, and when I was really enjoying streaming. I didn't have any fatigue, mate. The server was booming. I was enjoying it, you know, constant.
Was that a decision you made? I'm going to stream every day, fuck it, or did it just kind of end up that way?
I was a wee bit bored in lockdown. I was like, you know, I'm going to up my hours a wee bit, and then I was on the server. I was like, fuck it, I may as well be live if I'm going to be here. And then like Chrissy and everybody else was trying to push the server. I was like, what can I do to help? Not much, mate. I can't dev. I can't do fuck all. I can make content. I can push the server out as much as I could, and I started editing old clips out of TikToks and streaming as much as I could and try to pull people in, like just on the recruitment drive. And
what would you say?
You know?
What would you say is the one thing you wish you'd known before you started streaming?
Oh, some people are fake as fuck online. I wish I knew a way to determine who wasn't an arsehole. Like, I've made some decisions, and like when people have like fallen out and stuff, and I'm like, should I have backed you up better? You know, should I have backed that person up?
Yeah.
But you keep going with the punches, mate. You know.
Roll with the punches, mate. I was going to say, so you were talking about TikTok, and you've done really well with TikTok. What was it like getting your first? What was it like getting your first viral TikTok? What one was it?
It was the Scooby Doo bit.
Scooby Doo.
The Scooby Doo clip. It it's just pure hilarity, mate. Like, see if I'd done it in the server now, apart from special circumstances on Christmas Day, we're all mad to it. I'd have been banned 100%. But that was in Scotland RP, mate. That was just that type of shit flew back then. We were all about having a laugh. It wasn't too serious, and mate, that was like that couple of months was probably the funnest couple of months I ever had in RP.
Yeah,
it was so good, man. Like I had a couple of TikToks blow up, but that was the first one, and then the momentum came from there.
What was it like when you just saw you just saw the numbers going up and up and up, likes? What you're like, oh fucking hell, got fire, boys!
so I kept getting the message. I was like, fucking 3k views. And she's like, alright, fuck up. I was like, you better get your pals on the phone. I'm famous. I was just every power up. I'll be getting like 10k views, 10k, and then it went past 50. I was like, fuck.
What the fuck,
man? I was like, oh,
So
man.
how many did it get to, do you know?
I don't know the exact number. Give me a sec. It's like 70k.
70,000.
It was above 70, but that was the last time I checked. But after that, mate, I uploaded a couple more. They done well. Uploaded a Scooby Doo one of Adam crawling along your flare as Velma and get shadow banned, and all my momentum was gone. I literally get shadow banned for 2 weeks because he was RPing as Velma, and then
really?
I'll send you the clip.
I've seen it.
I get shadow banned for that. Maybe my next few videos didn't get shown to MD.
I think that was one of the first ones of yours I ever saw.
Alright, so see after that,
that must have been one of the 4 guys that saw it, right?
5 years, mate. My next bunch go, and that was just for people that I shared the link to.
That's mental, man.
I was a wee bit disheartening to just think that they could do that to you, especially when you see some of the shit on TikTok, man. Kids with their arse and their tits out, and I was like, fuck it, he's just in a wee joke, you know.
So what would you say? Would you have any advice for new content creators or streamers for TikToks and streaming?
Just tell me.
Right. So Ryan, what you want to do, mate? Right. You want to grow yourself a big set of tits. No, I'm kidding.
We're all there, mate. What are you talking about?
No, but in all seriousness, mate, consistency, man. See, like, I used to just go live randomly through the day. But see if you're doing it at a consistent time, roughly. Like, mine was 8, so people knew 8 o'clock, stay about to 8:05. It got to the point where 10 to 8 people were talking in my chat. Before I'd even went live, I just had OBS sitting there, I was setting everything up. James used to do it all the time. James actually got me one time. I was getting changed, mate, right? But I hadn't pressed go live yet. And he said, boo in the chat. I was like, I'm no fucking live, am I? I thought I'd just flashed the entire world, man.
Didn't have one of your 15 t-shirts on.
Aye, these bad boys, mate. That's what you're wanting, mate. You're wanting one of them. Mate, speaking of flashing the world on stream, by the way, see Barry? One time, I seen he was live in Discord and I clicked watch stream and I was like, he's not there. He's away in his bed. I saw a message, I was like, here, your stream's cut so low, man. And he walked in with it. It's a wee stream on, man. I'm not gonna admit, I was actually quite surprised with how solid he is, by the way.
He's a wrestler.
He walked in, I was like, fucking hell, he's flinging me a bit like a wet tracky.
For those of you who don't know, he's talking about Bravo Charlie.
Mate, so it's not just the consistency, mate. It's like, see if there is content to be had within your stream, mate, go back, clip it, get a stream deck, hit the clip button, hit the highlight markers, and post that shit on the TikTok. Now, not everyone's going to pop, mate. You could fling out a heavy belter and it could do shite. You could fling out a 4-second fart, mate, and it'll go viral, mate. It's totally random, but if you're flinging enough shit at the wall, something will stick.
Yeah.
That's it, mate.
Good to know.
Fair.
So you started in Scotland RP. You were in between Scotland. Did you go to Cora?
So Chrissy took Scotland RP down for an entire month to do a big update, and I wanted to keep the momentum going with the streaming. So I went to Cora where I met Ryan, and he actually gave me my cash guy with the late send nudes. That's where I still got that. That was my first ever Cora. I was like, I'm keeping this. Fine. And I stayed there for a wee bit, had a good laugh. Then Scotland RP opened back up and I moved back in. I was like, I miss these guys. And essentially what ended up happening was Chrissy and Ryan came together and merged the 2 servers. So I went from Scotland RP, Sco RP, and Cora to Scora. And then
Oh,
now we've got the big fucking community we've got now.
Yeah, well, you kind of said that you had a bit of a thing to do with the both of them getting together.
I didn't want to blow my own trumpet, mate. You know, I've not seen his episodes yet, but kinda. So I kind of spoke to the both of them. So what happened when Chrissy launched his update was, someone had made a rival server and took a lot of our player base away. So we were struggling. We were hitting 30 people, mate, and like 5 to 8 of them were staff. It was quite bad. And see, when we had moved to Cora, we were the majority of Cora. Like me and the boys, we were the original taxi gang.
Right.
And a lot of, but when we left there, cause Cora had the numbers, it was up now. So like I was like, fuck it. And then I suggested to the both of them, I'm like, why don't you merge? I was like, Chrissy and Dev, they've got some people. Like, because Cora was literally a pure. It was fun. I'm not taking it if it was fun, but it was a heavy copy and paste job.
Right.
It was copy and paste. Like none of them knew how to dev. Like even at the time, Chrissy wasn't an amazing dev that he is now. He's learned everything through time.
Yeah.
And what him and Ryan and the rest of the staff team have built is fucking amazing.
100%.
Like sometimes you just need to sit back and be like, fucking hell.
Especially if you've been there for the start and watched it all unfold to what it is now.
Aye, don't get me wrong, there's been highs, lows, mate. You obviously know I had a wee break when I went off my nut on stream one night and caught a ban.
Yeah.
It happens, doesn't it? It does happen, but sometimes
happens like you put so much time and energy into it that sometimes you forget it as a game. I think a lot of people do that, way. Like, because this was at the point where I was literally spending like 15 hours a day on the server, mate. I was waking up, I was logging in, and then when something bad happened, mate, it was like a personal thing.
Character separation, man. It's sometimes hard, but when you spend most of your day playing the character, like when something bad happens with that character, like fuck you and your ma and the rest of you bastards.
Mate, I actually off my nuts. You know, I look back, mate, it wasn't that bad, right?
Aye.
So we dropped something, and we Adam had dove into the water and put a scuba tank on, and then used the radio. But for Ryan, he couldn't see the scuba tank, and he was getting off his nut, mate, on PD. He's like, he's using a radio underwater, and I was like, he's got a scuba tank on. And we started heavy arguing in the staff chat, and I went off my nut, mate, and I kicked him using my perms, mate, which I shouldn't have done, obviously. So he banned me, and I then sat on stream calling him all sorts for the next 20 minutes in front of 50 people. I'm looking at it, it's funny, right? I'm sure Ryan will laugh about it too. But at the time, mate, I probably could have handled that a wee bit better. But
I remember it happening. I remember it happening. I think Bravo might have just became staff at that point.
Was he like new staff chat to you? Is that what you're telling us?
No, he was just like, he was like, mate, you should probably go watch Just Justin for a wee minute, man. I was like, whoa.
Mate, I was like, I mean, I don't know how to say it, mate, without getting you banned for YouTube. Fuck it. If you need to cut this, you need to cut this. I called him a night and the leader of the right? He's running this like, how many fucking want to be cunt different, man. I was getting off my up, mate.
I'm gonna be beeping so much of that. Thanks so much for that.
Don't worry, mate. I'll do it for you. Just sitting there.
Right, so score of 1 point. We'll go back again. So we merge. We merge Skoda and Scotland RP. It becomes Skoda Network.
Yep.
Skoda Network 1.0 begins. What was it like at the start, and what was your character's name? Because I'm guessing it was the Junkie Noodles.
No, so before we even merged them, I changed it to Justin Noodles because he became a business owner and stuff like that. So it was no longer a junkie, mate. He still had the habit, but he had to be a bit more respectable. But then the character separation thing came into it. I was like, people are calling me Justin like all the time, so I changed the name to Ronald when we went to Scorer, and it helps a wee bit, the character separation, and it also helps with the metagaming because people don't know who I am, which I fucking love. I love. Like, most people know the voice now because I've got a very distinct Glaswegian accent. But like, it helps with metagaming so much, man. So much.
So you've had a good few characters, haven't you, in Scorer? Geezer under some of the different ones you've had.
So I had Mike Hawk, which is my PD character. Back in Scotland RP, he actually ran the PD. And I literally just that's too piss out of kids, mate. I can't put it any other way. Like literally, I made people sing for their freedom. I've got clips of that, mate. If you want them, it's so funny. Literally, Tonto actually, I caught him doing a house robbery, mate, and made him sing "Let It Go," but it was "Let Me Go."
Right.
And he made his own version up on the spot, mate. I was so proud of him. So proud of him, man. It was literally like Scott Squad, mate. It was genuinely like just Scott Squad.
I should go to that clip. Send us it.
Mate, I've got so many. Tonto's got them saved as well. I've honestly got so many. We obviously with like Batchy, Grant the Graft and all that on that at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Chris was saying that last week.
Aye, mate, it was class, man. Like, I actually went and done a video with Batchy and that. It was like a Ninja Warrior course, and I was like to him, I was like, who the fuck thought this was a good idea? Every Warriors mate sits and plays computer games for 15 hours a day. And I was dressed in a chicken costume, fucking doing the monkey bars, mate, running through an obstacle course. Don't get me wrong, I done it. I fucking done it. I done it a couple of times, mate. We practiced it 3-4 times before we started. So by the time we all started, we were all fucked.
Knackered, aye.
But like, as soon as the recording starts, mate, my face is bright red, mate. I look like a bit of beetroot sitting like fucking trying to keep myself upright.
People think that's you should get this out on.
I know, man. It's funny, but like Marley 13 and that was there as well, so I got to meet him, and I was heavy buzzing, mate. But you know when you're trying to play it cool, you're like,
all right, mate.
At the time, mate, I was Glasgow gaming though. I wasn't Justin.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, you were Glasgow gaming. When did you change to Just Justin?
About the same time Scoring that merged, because I was like, I'm sick of being a gaming city.
Right.
You know? I'm gonna go do mine thing now. And
fair.
So it's just me in it. Just me. Hello. Nigel sitting behind the camera, mate. Yeah.
So you've had a few businesses in Scora. You've ran the tax company. You've ran Hayes. You ran the tax company?
Aye.
You ran Hayes. And now you got SC Customs. What was your favourite?
Oh, mate. See, I'd probably confuse it with the time period in the server over the actual running of the business, because Taxi was so good, mate. That was prime RP for me. That was prime streaming with the Taxi gang, mate. We used to go about the fake taxis. We'd do our weed drops, mate, for the taxis, so we didn't used to be everywhere. And we had all the boys running, we'd ever take the piss. But like, mate, I've owned a lot more than that. So I actually caused an uproar in the community. Because me and the boys made smart business decisions and bought literally everything.
Monopoly, man.
Mate, we owned all the mechanics, we owned all the shops, we owned 2 car dealerships, we owned the taxis. Rightly so, people splatted up, mate, but I'm like, it's not my fault. I'm a businessman.
We were headed doing that route. We were headed doing that route at one point.
Mate.
You had a good few.
Aye, mate. We've been heavy nerfed, man. You know, like we're getting heavy nerfed. Like I could easily go out and just buy all sorts of shit, but like, see when you stop caring about the money and just go do what you're doing. Like I think my character is 10k right now.
Aye.
10k, mate. But fuck.
Ask Ryan how much money his character has now.
Right.
How much you had last night, and then how much is it now?
Let's put it this way: the casino gained 2.8 mil.
Mate, that's like half the eco gone. Ryan single-handedly saving the server's eco. Fucking hero, mate.
No, mate, sorry, I've still got base on that. Don't worry
He's
about
got about 4 mil.
4 mil, mate. Yeah, do you want some blacklist upgrades? Do each one of your cars, mate, right? Each one.
I'll just buy the blacklist, mate. Fuck off.
Oh. Well, I might sell my share in it, mate. I might. For 4 mil.
4 mil, aye.
$100, mate.
Right, so
Blacklist is definitely my favourite, right? Just to get the question answered, that was my favourite because we're all doing it, we've all got the races, and we're doing something cool as fuck.
Right, so you've got 3.0 begins, you and the SC Customs crew wanting to get racing scene off the ground. You start the Blacklist.
Mate, we started it in 2.0.
Was it 2.0?
2.0, mate, but we've always kept it heavy hush hush. I didn't get involved much in it in 2.0. We set it up, And I kind of took a back seat. That was obviously when I took my break. And then 3.0 came back. Man, we hit it strong. Like we've got right in about it.
Was it always a plan to keep it like under wraps, or?
So the original plan was obviously invite only racing, but when we started streaming it and making content again, it became impossible to keep under wraps. And then when we got the parts, mate, like the NOS and shit, we were just dishing it out here and there. But, you know, people make them moan. They don't want ARP to find out how to get them. So we had to open it up a wee bit.
Yeah.
And now they're regularly available, but we do limit how many goes out. So I'll probably sell maybe 5 a week, and then Mango probably sell 5 a week.
Yeah.
We could easily, I mean, I could easily sit and make fucking millions upon millions.
But what's the point?
Like we so see that the money that comes to it, we don't date in with the money. So any money we make is coming at the eco.
Yeah.
I've actually used the money to buy up all the cash rolls that I can. I have about 30k cash rolls sitting in one of my vans. Just
so you can buy that.
Just so that they're out the way, you know?
Yeah. Well, you made the blacklist, and then so that's private, a kind of private racing kind of crew, and then you start selling NOS and selling upgrades and like different kind of upgrades, and then not that long ago, you just kind of became like a gang. Like what is next for the blacklist then?
I don't know, mate. So see, each situation we kind of keep getting pushed into by the RP, but we're trying to take it slow, build up, but we had to rush by Redline and spunked all our cash to get the SC Customs as an actual mechanic place because the PD, they were on to us, mate. I was getting pulled in for fucking interviews and shit, so we needed the legal front, and then the gang thing, we had to be a gang because we need guns, because right now we're at the mercy of any gang with a gun.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to think about it smart. Like I would personally like it if the SN gangs that's called was SN Underworld. You know,
right.
like no just gangs. This is the Underworld.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows about it.
Yeah. Let's be honest, mate. Like we all know Blacklist is on top. We've already got our blueprint, but we'll have another one later tonight. By the time this airs, mate, we've already got it right. Don't worry.
So that takes us to the next question. So what's next for you?
So basically, obviously by the time this comes out, this will be done. But we've obviously the Kingpin's given out tasks. I don't know if Gramps spoke about them. He's like basically giving everyone blueprints to craft weapons.
Yeah.
It puts us in a very difficult position because me and Eddie, we never get involved in recipes, locations, or anything. So it's because like he knows stuff and I know stuff because obviously we help test stuff, so we can never get directly involved. Like we can't even give them hints. So I was literally sitting streaming, mate, watching Still Game on one of the tellies in the server. Well, Draco was pure sweating his pan in at the crafting bench. Like, what's in a bat? What's in a bat? I was like, I don't know, mate. What's in a bat? He's like, rubber for the grip. It's like aluminum. I was like, don't know, mate.
Maybe I.
So like, we can't even say it. Like, you can't even use a different tone of voice because it would hint and it would be unfair.
We've got people coming up to us, so I was actually came up to Ricky for us to tell them what the recipes were as well, because also we had the recipes.
Well, nah, we don't remember them, mate.
Don't know, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if any of them has changed right enough, but
I think it's changed.
I imagine they have.
They require a blueprint.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're into the racing scene on Skoda. Are you into cars yourself?
Mate, I know fuck all about motors, mate. I know that's a red one, that's a blue one. I don't even drive, but like the racing scene just seems like such a cool thing to set up. So with that, like no one had done it, and it's like everybody's always focused on the end game of getting to the banks, getting to the FIV building, whereas we're like, fuck it, this is something today. This is something passive people can do, you know. And then obviously we got the underground, planned on doing big things down there, but Bobcat was in and it blocked the fucking entrance with an invisible wall and we couldn't use it. It's just now been unlocked, so we need to see what's happening with it.
That's cool, man.
So you're no, are you into cars? Do you like cars or?
Mate, I like cars, but I couldn't tell you specific makes and models.
Are you going to be like a Ferrari GT, this, the 1994 edition with a turbo, this, that, and the other? And...
Nah, man, I could be like, that's a speedy boy car.
Does it go forward? Does it go back? Does it turn side to side? Right, fuck it then.
Yeah, I can tell you your basic ones, man, like your Fiat Punto, you know, high-end eyes. That's as far as my knowledge goes, mate.
So you don't have a driver's license written yourself, no? You just said so.
I thought
Yeah.
about it for a long time, mate. I was never bothered by us, mate. Like I've never had the need to drive.
Nah.
Like I literally stay right beside your train station.
Yeah.
My missus drives for like food shops. Like see if I actually needed to drive, I would go get a license, but I'm not bothered. I can
No decision.
technically drive,
It's
but not
not
legally. Aye. Aye.
That's always the worst bit of it.
Aye, it's
Doing
like,
doing it legally, the bastards. So going back into Skoda, when did you become staff on Skoda?
So Scotland RP.
Scotland RP?
I was originally it was Chrissy and a bunch of his mates. So there was like Kelly, man, not me. Kelly's one of the funniest motherfuckers ever. He ever comes back in the city, cunts are gonna die, but it's gonna be funny.
Right.
Right, I'm telling you now. You had like Palfy, who I think he's like his brother-in-law, and a couple other people, and they were like they were the owners at the time, but none of them took an interest after a while, because it was becoming a bit more serious, and it wasn't just a laugh. But Chrissy stuck it out, fucking right in about it, and then they kind of left. But like while they were all there, I was staff.
That's cool.
In fact, I think I might be the longest surviving staff member actually. I have to double check that.
You must be close to it, eh?
What made you want to become staff? Is it just the fact that you were always around about them, and or did they ask you? Or
I can't even, genuinely, it was that long ago, I can't remember. It was just a bit along the lines of, I'm always here. Let me help.
Yeah.
You know?
Talk about helping then. Like you start the affiliate program in Skoda, I'm guessing. It was going to be in Skoda.
Nah, it came about Skoda.
What was your goals for the affiliate program?
It started off me with so many plans for it, but obviously the server just started skyrocketing, man. Like we couldn't focus on one thing or the other, and I was balancing doing my normal stuff and that. So at the moment, I mainly focus on the affiliate stuff, but that only happened obviously when we set up the affiliate team. Yeah. Obviously, you're obviously a part of. But before that, I was doing tickets. I was handing out cars. I was got reports in game. I was doing quite a lot, but I'm mainly focused on affiliates now. Working on something new. You obviously know a wee bit about it. I've been doing some stuff myself on my phone.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to have two sort of setups of it. We're affiliates and we're content creators. The content creators are obviously those who don't quite meet the affiliate requirements, but we can work with them. We can help them. We can promote them. We can better their streams. Help them with their settings. Help them find decent overlays. Like a lot of people just need a wee tweaking, mate, and their streams will be perfect. Now mine's hardly close to perfect, mate. It's miles away from it. But I can preach it, mate. I don't practice what I preach.
Yeah.
But like I don't know what I should be doing, so I can hopefully help people get a wee footing up.
That's fair.
I might be in touch with you. Obviously, I've got Ted to help me, which is when I first started up. He's been fucking brilliant with his man. So I can't say anything bad on that side of things. See, just with you setting it up and everything, right? Do you sometimes feel that you're left to fend for yourself, like with the affiliate program, or do you feel that certain things are getting?
For a while.
Did it?
It's like the heels were getting dragged. Like for a long time, I was asking for like stuff to be added. Like so Teddy's obviously seen quite a lot of it. It started off with the scorer coin and then it moved there. And that's still needing to get added to wrench. So I think I just need to get the spawn codes and then we can hopefully get that off the ground. Because that's been the best idea I've had so far with affiliates, mate. Like it's proud of myself.
I'm
fucking pat in the back.
I've got two. I've got one for Teddy and one for Barry.
So see the scorer coin? That's scrapped, mate. That's gone.
Yeah. Oh, is it gone?
It's gone, mate. But you get 10k per coin you had. Which at the time was a lot of money, but now it's not a lot of money. Mind you, you need it. You just lost all yours.
I know. I'll give you 20 grand right now. Don't worry about it.
Possibly change it.
So who were the first members of the affiliate program?
Mate, actually, I'm pretty sure I hand selected them.
Yeah.
We had obviously myself. I'm the fucking best. Bravo Charlie was one of the first ones. I don't know what it was, mate, about his streams, mate. He's just such a happy guy, and like watching him makes you feel happier. Like you know what I'm talking about. You obviously watch him, like just even when he's just sitting there laughing, you're like, that's fucking brilliant. That's funny, happening, but you're like, that's so good. Gamergasm was one of them, I think. We had a couple of older people who are deported. with like Kieran and stuff. A lot of the younger ones. So that was back when the requirements were a lot lower. That was when, so see this, the under thing at the community, like content that I'm hoping to build up, that was people like that who needed the help. So I would sit in Discord calls with them. I'd literally come in for work, mate, sit in a Discord call for 4 or 5 years, and we'd go through every one of their streams. We'd be like, see this, your mic's speaking a wee bit, let's adjust that, fix our settings for them, move on. See this, you're getting buffering, your bit rate's too high, shit like that.
Yeah.
We actually went through every one of them for hours and sorted every one of their streams. None of us be dicks went and get banned.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Wasted time, mate. Wasted.
So, on to the next question. We've spoken a lot about, obviously, Scorer, RP, your job. Obviously, RP is predominantly, and gaming is predominantly what you do. Do you have any other hobbies apart from like gaming and stuff like that?
Mate, I used to do so much, mate, before I started stream. Like, I used to do so much. Like, I would game for like a couple of hours, but I really, look at me now, you wouldn't believe it, but I used to enjoy going to the gym. That was predominantly one of the biggest things I've done in my life. So I've always been about chilling, eating good food. But obviously, like I don't know if any of you guys ever watched any of my cooking streams when I was doing them during lockdown, mate. It was literally, I was streaming for that long. I was just picking the fucking my laptop up and just walking away into the other room like, right, we're doing a cooking stream now, and I would just make some food. But like cooking has always been a big thing that I do. It's not so much now that I'm always so busy. You've not got the time to fucking add the wee finesse, mate. Right now, I bought a bad boy air fryer, mate. I'll link you to this bad boy.
Ninja.
Big Ninja, double barrel bad boy, mate. Chips in that side, chicken in that side. Shut it there, mate. Come back in 10 minutes.
Happy days.
Chef kiss.
So what about TV? Your TV show kind of guy, movies? What you watching at the moment?
I nearly finished Netflix.
Nearly finished it. Nearly completed it.
I'd watched so much, mate. Like I've watched stuff, obviously, like Sons of Anarchy, Power, like the main ones. Game of Thrones, mate. But I didn't watch the last season because I was building them up, and then I get to the last one was shite, and I was like, I've to what, ruin it for myself. I'm not watching it anywhere. So I still have like a good like view of Game of Thrones because I never watched the end, which is which I'm thankful for.
It's not that bad. If people made it worse, saying it was worse than what it was, it was.
Mate, I feel as though you're trying to lure me in to fuck up my day, mate. Go watch it, then that's me fucked.
The thing is, people have got to realise that they've had to end it at some point.
It was rushed. That was a problem. They rushed it.
Rushed?
Aye.
I should say this was the Anarchy at the end as well, when it was a bit rushed. A lot of them get that.
Oh, mate, see the ending of Sons, man. I was like, what the fuck, mate? Like, see, obviously, if you've not watched it now, you're not going to watch it. See, when he like does that in the bike, man, I was like, what? I was like, why, bro? Come on.
I never liked it. I never liked the ending of it.
Nah, me either.
It's that fun.
See, the biggest thing I hate about that, so I actually know someone IRL who used to be a train driver, and someone jumped in front of the train. It ruined their life. It literally ruined their life, mate. So I was like, Jack, you selfish bastard. That poor truck driver's never going to be the same.
That's it.
That's what was going through my mind, mate. I was like, oh no. I was like, you selfish bastard.
Right, well, we're going to get to the best part of the show. The best part of the show is Ryan's quick fire questions. Get your tap off. Get in about that.
I'm ready, mate. Let's go.
Right, man. So this is one that we ask everybody that's coming on. Again, it's when as though they were low on yourself, right? So toilet paper, over or under?
Now, see, if you asked me this question before I'd watched the Major League Hungs one, I would have said similar to what he said. But it's always got to be over, mate. Come on, I'm not
over.
Over.
Sure. Right, next one. If you were stranded on a desert island with one character for Scorer, who would it be and why?
Probably Ryan. He's got enough perms to get his effort.
If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which animal would it be and why?
What the fuck is that question? A sloth.
Sloth?
They're like the chillest animal in the world, aren't they? And I'm like,
just chill.
I go to a branch, mate, you know, fucking chillax.
Right,
Pretty much it.
we asked this one last week, and Chrissy got stuck on it a wee bit, but I thought we'll ask it again just to see your answer. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
That's a good one, mate.
Invisibility.
No, mate, I'm not people. So see, like the Flash. So his isn't it like super speed to say? His is like he can like, what is it, something to do with molecules or something in the fucking air? He can do that. I would like that power because that has so much potential. He could read books so fast, learn everything, and you would just have infinitely more time. You know, like I think of being human is that you're gonna run out of time eventually. So
good. That's some shows you're on it, Flash.
it's so good, mate. So good. I need to finish it.
Right, and the last one is I've changed them up a wee bit this week. So if you could make a rule for a day and everyone had to follow it, what would it be?
Are we talking in the city?
No, in real world.
Mate, see, just in Scotland alone, I would like to make it a rule where, see, if you say the word cunt, you get a slap for the day. Like, if you say the word cunt, you slap me. Every day in Scotland would be pure black and blue, mate, and half an hour, man.
Definitely.
What to slap people?
I know.
You've not seen last week's episode, but you've seen.
I've not even seen it. Oh, who did Chrissy what I slap? Every cunt. Mate, did you see his forearms in the podcast?
He was wearing a jumper.
I was wearing a jumper.
Mate, he's got some fucking mighty forearms. See if he slaps you. Breed. Fan breed, mate. On.
Hey man, that's my questions done. Thanks for listening.
So will they have one more question for you? So if you can just go plug all your socials for us.
TikTok, JustJustinGG. That's it, mate.
The Twitter.
Twitch. That's not a social, mate. That's a streaming platform. Come on,
It's still your socials.
JustJustinGG on there as well. All the other socials, mate, I'm not gonna lie, I don't post on them. And they're all variants of JustJustinGG, but there's underscores and stuff that I'm never gonna remember.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, thank you for coming on today, man. Thank you for this, like doing this quick fire because we're all busy. So.
Aye, mate, it's literally that fucking hammer it out, mate.
It's like just get it done today.
I'm sure Ryan's there wanting to stream, mate. This could have been the stream where he popped off and went famous, and we've took it away from him.
I know, mate. I know.
I'll get famous what I used to.
You better hang about with Gramps, mate. Go fucking cut about him.
That's the two you owe me a red each.
I'll think about it, mate. I'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
Okay, bad pause there, man.
I know.
Who's this cunt?
Right, Justin, man, thank you so much.
Yes, later, boys.
Catch up, man.
Thank you very much.
Right, guys, that is us for today. Thank you so much for watching. Next week's guest is going to be the man himself, Tonto. We're going to find out all about this TikTok and everything else. So remember to come back next Monday, 8 PM. And as always, I am Ross.
And I am Ryan.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.